Computer. All right. So welcome, everyone. My name is Alexander. I'm a coordinator of X2. And I'm joined here with several of my colleagues, so Philip, Sarah, and Olga as the consortium partners. And we're here to present to you X2 project, its opportunity in terms of the first open call, and tell you a little more about it. So with this being said, let's start. Oh yeah, so the Q&A feature is on Zoom, so do feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar, and yeah, we'll look to answer them via the questionnaire or at the end, depends on how it goes. So yeah, let's begin. So X2 is a EU-funded legacy project of X-Europe. X-Europe was a two-year Startup Europe project that closed a year ago that aims to deliver 5 needs-based, custom, industry-focused growth programs to 50 most innovative deep tech startups with the aim of enabling them to scale market-ready applications across borders. So a bit the story behind this all, right? So we have a goal to upskill and upscale deep tech startups, connect and nurture moderately innovative and highly innovative ecosystems, and reinforce the European Innovation Council with our own program and lead you guys towards the EIC program. The consortium is established of 3 partners, each of us being very, very skilled in innovation support programs, innovation consultancy, as well as structuring towards impact, basically. So we have ICT Hub from Serbia as a innovation consultancy, as and a venture builder. We have S-Success. It's a platform through which you have probably seen the program and through which you will apply. And it's a greatest platform for connecting startups and founders to opportunities. And we have Zabala Innovation as a innovation consultancy and a leader in innovation and research projects across Europe. So overall, we're conveniently positioned across Europe. And we're here to support you guys. So how do we intend to do this, right? So we look to create an ecosystem of 350 industry impact builders. So industry impact builders in our terms is an expert from a specific field, joining the ecosystem and being ready to provide you services that will help you grow. In addition to this, we will look to engage around 75 corporations, look to partner up, engage in certain activities such as prototyping, pilots, R&D development, investments, and other type of collaborations. And we're seeking to engage investors to allow the selected startups to simply fundraising and growth opportunities. So as I said, we will look to organize 5 growth programs, and within each we will select 10 startups per our industry or technology theme cohorts, making it one of the most competitive programs to get in. In order to ensure growth, scaling up, and long-term impact across border connections, we will tailor the program to your needs. So this is not a standardized program, but we'll look to support each individual startup with the specific services that you need. Startup needs and growth services emerge from 6 categories of the market-driven innovation support matrix. So based on the previous experience of the support programs in X-Europe, we have identified 6 categories that startups require support from. And we look to provide you access to these services across the board. But how are we going to do this? So screened by venture capital and innovation experts, so ICT Hub and Zabala, and based on their insights, we will connect you with these validated industry experts. And based on the needs that we have identified and agreed with each of the startups, the services will be proposed and agreed on with you. So these are the 5 industry tech-oriented open calls, with the current one being manufacturing and circular economy. Within this open call, we're looking for startups within the manufacturing and circular economy sector, but with a particular interest on the circular approach to manufacturing. This entails deep tech startups and scale-ups, meaning deep tech or deep tech technology, whose either business models or high-tech innovations in engineering or scientific advances appear, right? So this is our focus of the first open call. And these are the 6 categories. So let's look at the categories titles. So we have financing and investment seeking. We have deep tech and scientific aspects. So this is technical. We have business dev and scaling up. We have promotion and communication. We have internationalization and soft landing. And we have commercialization and legal aspect. So the services or the needs can come from these categories each, and we have identified some that constitute each of these categories. And it's worth mentioning that each of these categories has a mentorship within each category coming from the sector and the field, as well as other services. What's important also to say is that this is a overview of potential services coming from the categories, and we are more than happy to hear about a potential service coming from this category that is something that you need, and we will accept it as long as it fits under the category, despite the fact that it's not mentioned within the list. You can find this list in the guidelines for applicants, of course. So what are the benefits to startups? We have needs-based growth and scaling services, as you've seen them in the list prior to this. We provide access to large-scale startup and investor-oriented events, exhibition and fairs. We provide one-on-one mentorship with experts from the field, corporate matchmaking and procurement, private fundraising assistance, so we share your portfolios with investors. We provide an overview of EU funding and public procurement ecosystem. We provide a visibility for your jobs and your opportunities within the talent seeking aspect. And we provide promotion and visibility throughout our channels and beyond. So what does this mean? Each startup receives a 30,000 euro innovation voucher. And how did we split this? So we split it in the following categories. So travel voucher, a startup receives 5K or 5,000 euros to accommodate at least 2 events that are to be attended by the startup. So this can cover the cost of transport, the accommodation of the events, and other costs related to the event attendance. So minimum of 2 events are to be attended. Now, growth services coming from Innovation Matrix. So if you remember the 6 categories, so maximum 20,000 euros can be used within for services coming from these categories, and minimum of 2 services are to be acquired from them. Similarly, but slightly different, we look to establish specific mentorship with experts coming, again, from these categories, where these 5,000 euros is to be spent on them. There is a specific mention of how many hours we would like each startup to receive from a mentor. So this is mentioned in the guidelines for applicants, unfortunately not here. But from what I remember, it was between 15 and 25 over a period of 5 months. So what's worth saying is 30K does not sound a lot. However, when it is really tailored to your program, to your needs, and when it's really connected to the expert from whom you require support with, then the program starts to really make sense, because we believe that unlike many programs out there, they cover general things. We are very specific, and by doing so and by connecting you with the validated impact builders, we'll look to provide the right services that you need. Moving on. So open call documentation. On the website, you have 2 documents, so guidelines for applicants and sub-grantee agreement. Both of them have 1 or 2 annexes, so check it out. But very important to read them, which will help out definitely when applying. And yeah. So a bit on the eligibility criteria. So we look to accept startups from the eligible horizon in your countries, which means EU member states and associated countries. We'll look to accept SMEs or mid-caps. When it comes to the conflict of interest, right? So we won't accept any partners or startups who are linked to the consortium or have been linked to the evaluator itself. However, on the other hand, startups can, well, I'll get to that, but might as well. Now, startups can bring their own impact builder and indicate these are the people we want to work with. We have identified that their services fit our needs. Please accept us to the program and give us money so we can pay them. And we will do our evaluation and we will consider this, but it needs to go through the needs assessment process, which is the first part of the program once the startup is accepted. So when it comes to the evaluation criteria, we have the following. So economic and business potential, we have excellence, impact, special focus, meaning seal of excellence holders, startups and scale-ups coming from widening countries, or startups that have female entrepreneurs or have been co-founded by women or holding a top management position. We have also motivation aspect. This category, this table is also shown in the guidelines for applicants, but it's very important to understand what are we looking for. So how to apply? We have the open call application is established on the F6S platform. The deadline is the 16th of March, where all the documents and the application is to be submitted in English. As I said, so bring your own impact builder. You can do it if you want. If not, we will connect you with the ever-growing network of impact builders that we are growing. And currently, we're making really nice progress on creating a database of impact builders across Europe who are ready and been validated with excellence to provide the services that you need. So what does this mean? So tips and tricks on how to create a successful application. Approach it with motivation. It's a competitive program. You've seen we're selecting only the 10 startups. Being lazy and not putting effort will not bring you anywhere, and you will just waste your time. So do approach it with high motivation. Be specific and concise. So to, again, help you out and not require a ton of pages in the application form, we have crafted the application form to be limited in a way. And try to respect this and be precise. specific, precise, and specific and concise, basically. So do not wait for the last minute. This is more of a health recommendation rather than approach to anything, but it's much more pleasant to work with something not last minute. Plus, also, if you need any help, it will be much more wise to connect with us earlier than the last day. So find your angle, show us how you are different. Competitive program, we would like to know if we're selecting the best of the best. So read the guidelines for applicants, and we have showed you a snippet here, but more of that can be seen there. It does look like a lengthy document, but it's a relatively quick skim. So do not shy away from there. And if you have any questions or concerns, send it over to info@x2.eu or FCCS application page might as well. So once accepted, applicants need to provide an SME declaration form, a PIC number, though I think we asked for a PIC number in the application form, and maybe one of my colleagues can confirm this. Legal existence and the country of establishment, bank account information, and sub-grantee agreement completed. All right, so how does the program look like, right? So we have 3 phases over the period of 5 months, which in a cascade funding manner are structured. So in month 1, we define the work plan, the goals and KPIs. You sign the agreement, you go through the needs assessment with us. And, the needs assessment is prior to this. So it is defined, and you're matched with the impact builder, and you kick off the service delivery. You receive 30% of the funding of the 30K, and 2 weeks after the signing of the sub-grantee agreement. Phase 2, which lasts from beginning of the 2nd month until the end of the 3rd month, you embark on these service deliveries. So from the impact builders side, as well as from the consortium side, delivering your corporate matchmaking, investor matchmaking, and other services that have been listed. At the end of this part, the reports are delivered. So we have travel report, mentorship report, and reports from service deliveries. What's important here is to say is that impact builders develop these reports, and you assist in case you need to. And not only that, but the reports are very, very concise. It's 2 pages each. And we're not administratively heavy program, but rather focus on the impact. So we're not going to look into necessarily all the little details, but look into see whether if it's going well and if you're achieving things. So progress summary, KPIs, outcomes achieved, the problems encountered, the potential deviations, lesson learned. Now, budgetary related subsection. So we'll look to understand whether you have paid the service provider and whether it's going good. We're not going to look into each invoice and stuff like that. However, you are requested to keep that for 5 years after the project, as the European Commission defines. However, we just need to know whether the service provider is paid and everything is in order. So at the end of this 4th month, when we establish that the reports are in line with your work plan that you have proposed, we will issue a 40% funding amount. And then the 3rd phase, which lasts from the 4th month until the end of the 5th month, is the continuation of the services. There's an update to these reports, in addition to the satisfaction survey and the impact assessment at the end. So very, very brief reports. You need to understand this. The impact builders need to complete them in order for us to validate the service delivery. And then once all of that is sorted, we'll distribute the final 30. So how to stay in touch? Here's the QR code, Twitter and LinkedIn, email, but I'm pretty much sure that you're aware of these things since you're here. And yeah, questions. So hope this was clear, and we're here to answer any questions that you might have. So we do have 2 questions in the chat. So with regards to the SME declaration form, is there any template SMEs could use? So from my understanding, the template of the SME declaration form is attached to the sub-grantee agreement template available on the website to be downloaded. Nevertheless, once the startup is accepted, we'll make sure to communicate this to you and send it over to you, so you can have it on you. Okay, so I'll click answer live. From Simon, the technology took us much longer to develop than planned. We're in 6th year, international patent granted last year, but we're still in pre-seed stage and no longer a startup. Yes, you can apply. So we're looking for SMEs, basically. So small and medium-sized enterprises, startups and scale-ups fit within this terminology, as there's no other legal definition of a startup. So yes, we do apply from various stages, from early stage and all the way to long, and we believe that our services can be adapted for different maturity stages, whether the company or a product level. So the application form will allow you to indicate where you're at with your company and your product and where you need help with, and we'll make sure to understand this in our evaluation. And once you're accepted, if you're accepted, we will look to connect you with the right people to provide these services. So when you next question by Larry. What kind of deep tech is this? So here. So deep tech or deep technology refers to those startups whose business model is based on high-tech innovations in engineering or significant scientific advancement. So this can be both software and hardware. This can be a mix. You know, this can come from very research-based or research-fueled innovations, or it can leverage the latest technologies such as AI, blockchain, machine learning, and similar. Hope I'm making myself clear. Yeah. So anyone else has any questions? I take that as a no. Yes, we do. So if we are a medtech startup, can we apply? All right, let me bring this up. So we have 5 open calls, and here are the ones. So manufacturing, circular economy, agri-tech, health tech, and biotech, smart cities and sustainability, and data and AI. So if you're not the right fit, maybe for manufacturing and circular economy, feel free to follow us, as we will be running an open call every several months, I think. So this should come in maybe in Q3 or Q4 in 2023, so this year. And yeah, just follow us on socials or newsletter, and we will let you know. So the open calls last for 2 months. This one closes on the let me see, on the 16th of March, and plenty of time to apply. So yeah. Okay, anyone else? Going once, going twice. Okay. Well, guys, this was very streamlined and efficient. Hope we have answered all of your questions. In case you do have any questions, here's the info at X2.0 EU website, email. So do reach out to us or through FCS application page, and we'll make sure to answer any of your questions. Yeah. So thanks. And oh, sorry, we have an anonymous question. So the amount of 30K euros needs to be exclusively spent on impact builders. So let me bring this up again. Here are the vouchers, right? So we have the 25K that goes for impact builders. So out of which 5K goes specifically for mentorship, while 20K goes for other services from the categories, while 5K goes towards the attendance of events such as Web Summit, TNW, Wolf Summit, or you name it, or whichever you feel like it's appropriate for your focus, or also you have taken into account the ones that we have suggested. So I hope this answers your question. Okay, may I assume that this is the last question? Yes, I may. Okay. Well, everyone, it was a pleasure. Hope to see your applications in, and yeah, have a great day.